My name is Jessica and I have no idea what I'm doing. Today I'm going to be testing out the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cosmos eyeshadow palette. This was released last year and, you know, one of my dramatic moments where I wanted it, but I wasn't able to wear makeup yet, and I bought it this year once I was finally able to. So yay, it's come full circle. Here it is. Except it's kind of like a joke because I can't put makeup on this eye right now. This is what goes on. So this week, it started over here. I started feeling it at work and I kept like touching my eye with a tissue because like something was hurting. And my kids know about my eye issues, and they said, "What's the matter?" And I said, something doesn't feel right. And they said, "Does that mean it's coming back?" I said, "Maybe." So this old chelation over here swelled up, and then I couldn't quite place where the pain was coming from, which is weird, like usually I can. And it turns out that was because it wasn't only here, but there was a new sty in between the two. You can still see where it's trying to drain. But as upset as I got about it, I am lucky because they are going through their stages naturally and not blowing up into a big deal. So long story short, there's your little update, but that's why the eyeshadow is only going on this side today. And then hopefully we'll be on both of them soon. Probably next week or week after. So here's what it looks like inside. It's, I don't want to say basic. I feel like that's a bad, has like a bad connotation. But this is like a basic collection of a variety of color. Do you know what I mean? So you have your, say, warm and cool tone neutrals for the crease. And then you have like, say, one of every almost muted rainbow colors. That's what I mean. You know, so if you want a palette that can do a little bit of everything and that can go with, say, all your outfits, you know, it has some pink, it has some lilac, it has some like greenish silver, it has some gold, it has some blue. So it does a little bit of everything. And yet it's not like too bright or scary for anyone who is not a color lover. I like it because it has a little bit of everything and they're sparkly. And I do like Anastasia Beverly Hills formula. And there are some like subtle duochromes in here. So I'm excited to check it out. And it's interesting also because right now I'm teaching science. And I've gone over these terms with my kids this year. So kind of cool. Extra cool. All right, I'm going to swatch it first. We have Super Cluster. That one's going to be my favorite, of course, right? Sun, Orion, and Mercury. So it looks like we have an aqua blue shimmer. We have like a soft peachy pinkish duochrome. We have a pink with some sequins in it, but it's still a shimmer. And then we have like this, you know, it looks more greenish in the pan, but on my arm that is like a gunmetal gray. So I kind of wish that was more green, but you know what? The Quasar one is like a gold green duochrome, so can't complain too much. So we have that, Quasar. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Galaxy, Space Dust, Comet. That's really pretty. So there's like that gold to green duochrome. We have a black with sparkles. I think did somewhere describe it as a navy, because this is definitely not a navy, but then we have like this tan, and then we have like a little bit of a redder medium tan. Then we have Eclipse, Supernova, Mars, and finally Dark Matter. So that's like a mauve, like a little deeper mauve. This one is that like a lilac-y pink duochrome. That is a little bit darker underneath because of this guy, Galaxy. Sorry about that. Then we have a little bit of a deeper reddish brown. And then we have this like brownish blackish plum. So, of course, I would say get rid of one of these beiges or browns to do a brow bone highlight of some sort, preferably a shimmery one. Actually, definitely a shimmery one. And I mean, there could have been a dark blue, and that plum could have been plumber. You know, my usual complaints. You know what I like by now. But we'll see. The pink shimmers, I mean, are a little bit similar, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Today I'm going to start with my BH Cosmetics brush with a 3 on it, and I'm going to go into Eclipse. Who got to see this solar eclipse? That was so cool. This is going to be my transition shade, and wow, this is darker than I expected. So if you know the shade, I think it's Bone Fresco from Anastasia. This is like a deeper version of that. I cleaned off my brush and now I'm going to blend this out more at the top. Okay. And remember, I have no eyeshadow primer on. Probably not going to be able to wear that ever again, but it is what it is. Then I'm going to take my IBY crease brush and I'm going to go into Galaxy. I don't know, it looks black to me, but I'm going to put this in my crease on the outer half and blend it in gently. These are blending pretty nicely. Despite me blending and using this brush, there still is a little bit of sparkle in there, but not a ton. So another complaint, I wish those sparkles were like really in there, but could be worse. I've definitely had worse. Then I'm going to take Galaxy again on my pinky, and I'm going to press this onto my eye on the outermost corner and outermost third. Just going to shape the end of it a little bit with my finger. You know what? I think I'm going to carry it in just a little bit further and start fading it out in the middle. And then I'm going to take Super Cluster. So pretty, so luminous. And I'm going to put that, wow. I'm going to put that on the inner, wow. The inner, let's see, maybe half to 2/3. And I'm going to gently bring that over to blend into the black. And then also make sure I get in that crease there. I hope that does not spread or crease. That is gorgeous. Basic, but very luminous and pretty. So, next thing I'm going to do is take my BH Cosmetics brush with a 5 on it. I'm going to go into Eclipse, and I'm going to put this on the outer half of my lower lash line like that. Then I'm going to take my smaller version of that brush from Wish and go into Galaxy, and I'm going to just line that tighter to my lower lash line, the outer half there. And then I'm going to clean that brush off and use it to apply Super Cluster, and hopefully this will not get in my eye. I'm going to go about it very carefully. There are sparkles falling all over my face. And I'm going to bring that across and over from the inner half, blending over to the outer half like that. And then I think I'm just going to take a tiny bit more and press that right here in the innermost corner, and even a tiny bit right here in the inner corner to really make that come full circle. That is so pretty. I'm gonna just brush away the sparkles and fall out with my Too Faced Mr. Right brush, and that is the look for today. Very pretty. Cross our fingers that this wears well and doesn't cause any kind of reactions. And just coming back to redo this same way I did before, because I wiped it off when I cleaned up the mascara mistake that I made. There we go, that's better. So yesterday's look wore so-so. There was definitely some spreading and creasing somewhat quickly, and then throughout the day it just kind of got worse. I've had worse, but I've definitely had better. Primer I think would help, but that being said, I think this formula is just a little more emollient, so we'll see. I'm gonna try something similar today, but I kind of want to see how these two layer with each other. I want to see if I can bring out the green in that one. So the first thing I'm going to do today is take my BH Cosmetics brush with a 3 on it, and I'm going to go into Eclipse like I did yesterday, and I'm going to make that my transition shade. Again, I'm going to clean my brush off and just try to blend out the top a little more. And then again, like yesterday, I'm taking my IVY crease brush and I'm going into Galaxy, and I'm going to put that in the crease. Gently working it maybe about halfway in. Then I'm going to take Galaxy on my pinky and again pat this in. I'm going to do that for the outer third. Then I'm going to take Mercury. Yeah, it looks a little more green in the camera. I feel like looking at it like this on my finger, this is just a gunmetal gray. In here and in there, it looks like it has a little green to it. I'm going to put this in the middle of my lid. See, now I feel like it has the slightest bit of green. Then I'm going to take Quasar and I'm going to put that on my inner third. Wow, this is, on my lid I feel like it's way more green, and it's also like almost like a bluish green. Like it's still green with that gold base, but like there's almost like more teal to it, if you know what I mean. And I'm also going to take some and put it over Mercury, maybe about halfway. Okay, so yeah, that brought out the green in it, I feel like. So then I'm just going to repeat what I did, mimicking it on the lower lash line, I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics brush with a 5 on it, go into Eclipse, and for the outer third here to outer half, I'm just going to place that on. And then I'm going to take my smaller version of that brush from Wish, go into Galaxy, and just put that on the very tightest part of my lower lash line, over that same area. Then I'm going to take this brush and take a little bit of Mercury. I'm going to put that in the middle. Can I help you? Okay. They can hear you walking anyway, though. Dad tried. And then I'm going to take Quasar. Let's see. This one's a little flakier. Just going to gently put that on the innermost third. Start blending it over. And then, you know what, I'm going to take a little bit, just like I did yesterday, and put that right here on the innermost corner too. And hopefully I won't mess up anything with the mascara today. All right, cool. Again, you're not going to get like drastically different like bases unless you really, I don't know, you stick with, say, the darker or cooler or the lighter and the warmer. I mean, you could mix these in different ways, but me personally, the way I would use this palette, your most drastic changes are going to be from these shimmers. That's weird. So when I just turn this, do you see that? Do you see Quasar getting just a tiny bit pink? Weird. I'm not seeing any of that on my eye. I'm only seeing that like really striking green come out. But who knows? Okay, so still only working on one eye. This one, I don't know if you can see, but it is trying to drain, which is good. We definitely don't want anything to stay stuck there, but yeah, can't put anything on it right now. So I'm going to do the purples today. I'm going to use my BH Cosmetics brush with a 3 on it, go into Eclipse like you've seen a couple times already, and I'm going to put that in the crease and transition area. Don't you worry, I will use the warm tones too. That's kind of darker than I wanted. It's my own fault though. Okay, then I'm going to take my IBY crease brush, and this time I'm going to use Dark Matter, which is supposed to be a plum. It looks like a deep plum when I swatched it. Let's see what happens on my eye. So I'm going to put this in the crease. So it kind of looks plummy. It's definitely deep and not very saturated like with purple. Would I know it's not black or gray if I didn't know? That I don't know. But I'm going to put a little bit more. And I'm going to take some on my pinky and put that on the outer third of my lid. I'm just trying to make sure I get in that gap. I don't know. I feel like the more you layer it, the more black it looks. Then I'm going to take Supernova. And I know this one, ooh, that's so pretty. It's like a mauve lilac blue duochrome. And I know this one looks so different depending on what's under it. So I'm going to start with it on my naked lid where it's inner and middle thirds. And then I'm going to go over the last third like that, where it's dark. So see the difference? And you could see that when I did the swatches where I accidentally had a little bit of the dark swatch still on my hand. This one is pretty versatile. I like that. I'm just going to try to blend it together a little bit more like that. Sweep away this tiny bit of fallout. And then I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics brush with a 5 on it, go into Dark Matter, put that on the, in my eye. Put that on the outer third of my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take it on my finger. No, sorry, I'm going to take Supernova on my finger. And again, I'm just going to put that all the way across, also going on my inner corner. And over the dark shade, like that. Just gonna try to make this a little bit cleaner. Yeah, that's pretty. I really like that shade. It's a basic shade, like it's a basic duochrome because, I mean, everyone does this color. But if you don't have it, you know, it's in here and it's a nice addition. And like I said, depending on what you put it over, it does look quite different. So I like it. I almost forgot, it also goes a little pink. Can you see that? For my second to last look, I'm going to go with the warm tones. I'm going to check out this moderate duochrome over here. So I'm going to start with my BH Cosmetics brush with a 3 on it, and I'm going to go into Comet, which is a kind of peachy color. And this is going to be my transition shade. And that applied and blended very nicely. I think I'm going to put a little bit more. Just because I want it a little bolder and I don't want to lose it when I put the dark shade in. I'm just going to clean off my brush a little bit and try to blend this away here. I feel like I've been making a mess in here lately. When filming anyway, because I haven't been able to wear makeup lately. Thanks to this guy here doing its thing. Okay, then I'm going to take my IBY crease brush and I'm going to go into Mars, which is that reddish brown, but I have to say in this light right now, it looks more like a neutral orangey brown than a reddish brown. Let's see what we get. So this is going in the crease. This one's not blending as nicely. I'm going to put a little more on the outer half here. And I think I'm going to try to wing that out a little bit by just kind of brushing it gently. Like that. Then I'm going to clean my brush off and try to blend out the top here. Then I'm going to take the same shade on my pinky and I'm going to pack that in the outermost corner, and I'm going to bring it into the outer third and then ever so slightly fade it toward the center, like that. Then I'm going to take Sun, which is like, I feel like the old school pink to peach duochrome, like Urban Decay Fireball. You know, it's not very strong. Let's see, I'm gonna put it on my inner, like my inner half to 2/3, and I am going to tap it and fade it over some of the brown. And I want to make sure I get in here in the inner third. Okay, you know, not my kind of look, but it looks nice. I feel like there's an ABH shade like this too, like what was it called? Sun, maybe just Sun, I don't know. I am not seeing a duochrome in here. We shall see. Okay, that last look wore pretty well. It did like spread up pretty quickly, but it didn't crease too much, at least not till later on. So yeah, that's good. I'm gonna try the last few shades today. I'm going to use this beigey color, and then I'm gonna mix it with this one here that we have seen, and then I'm going to use Orion, which is the sparkly pink that I just dug my finger into. So first off, I'm taking my BH Cosmetics brush with a 3 on it and going into Space Dust, which is the beige. And I'm going to put that in my crease as my transition. I'm going to the 8th grade graduation. So I feel like this is quite fitting given that we learned about the planets together. This is super light. Then I'm going to take my IBY crease brush and I'm going to go into Mars, which is the reddish brown that's kind of like a, I don't know, an orange neutrally brown too. It's definitely a warm brown. I'm going to put that in my crease. Like I said, I don't love the blending of this one. I don't even like it. But it is what it is. I'm going to try to keep building it on the side here, deepening it up, and then moving it inward. And I'm also going to clean the brush and try to fan this out a little bit, make sure it blends, or at least as much as I can get it to blend. That looks about right. Again, I don't know if that is the lack of primer or is it just how this palette works. Because I would say this formula is definitely different than, like, say the Modern Renaissance, the Norvina palette. But I know they've moved away from that formula, I think, anyway. I'm just trying to make the two sides match by dragging the shadow out. Then I'm going to take Mars on my pinky, and I'm going to put that on the outer corner to outer third of my eyelid. Try and make sure I close that gap. It's really sticking. Well, it's like sticking in some places, but not others. This doesn't count because that's where the leftover chalasia is, but chalasian rather. This though, you see, there's nothing over here that's wrong with my eye, and it's just kind of sticking where it wants to and then not where it doesn't want to. So I'm just going to take my IBY crease brush again and just try to put that in the shape that I want it to be in. No pigment on the brush, just using what I have on my eyes. And then I'm going to take Orion, very pretty. It's a warm neutral pink with like a slight golden sheen and some gold sparkles in it. Very pretty. I'm trying to do it in like thin layers as I put it from like inner, I guess, 2/3. I'm trying not to move it around so much that I lose that sparkle, but it's kind of happening. Then I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics brush with a 5 on it, go into Space Dust, and go across the like outer half of my lower lash line with it. Then I'm taking my smaller version of that brush from Wish, going into Mars, and going over that same area, but just way tighter to the lower lash line. And then let's see, is this a smart idea if I put this Orion shade on it here as well? Maybe. And I'm going to carefully put that across my lower lash line, the inner half to 2/3. Yeah, this is pretty neutral and soft, but still has like some sparkle and a little color, and it's very pretty. Let's see if it wears well. I'm also going to put a little bit on my inner corners like that. I think that looks good. I am going to put on a brow bone highlight just because I want one. I'm going to use the Ofra highlighter, the Madison Miller collab from a while back, the Moondance highlighter to do that, and my dollar store brush. I'm just going to take a tiny bit and put that as my brow bone highlight. Just like that. And a tiny bit on the inner corner as well. Just like that. Nice. I'll let you know how it goes. Just gonna fix this a little bit as it's not blended. There. So my overall feelings about this palette, I mean, it's a nice palette. I'm gonna just sweep away some glittery fallout here. You know, it's not totally my style, but I do think it's nice if you want to get like a little bit into color and have like a little bit of a wider range of things you can choose from. You know, like the blue, the pink, the peach, the gold, green, you know, not my perfect palette. The formula seems pretty good, but it's hard to tell because, you know, it's not wearing well on me, but it might be the lack of primer. All right, that's it for today. I hope you have a good day no matter what it is you're doing. Bye. See you next time.